to Billionaire City by Cedarwood. My name is Patrick Philip Ongenewari. I'm a business development executive, and I have here with me.
My name is Munachi Better.
Come with us. When you are in a serene environment, isn't it, Mona?
Yes, it is.
In Billionaire City by Cedarwood, you'll be experiencing the modern day facility such as the automated gatehouse, 24-hour surveillance, 24 hours electricity, and many more. Billionaire City by Cedarwood is sharing proximity with the Asaba International Airport, which they're proofing industry, the popular known Opanam City Gate, and many more.
Billionaire City by Cedarwood is currently selling at 20 million naira per 464 square meters.
Why don't you take the opportunity today and grab a plot at Billionaire City by Cedarwood?
Master, why do you do all this grammar?
Sure. Oh, okay, because you don't know, say when you stay for where your mind cool, where we say you enjoy the shop life. You know, they say before when you go to blow the grammar self, you don't go to know where we say you go to blow. As I talk like this, oh, okay, because I will let the tutorial video do me. Oh, okay, because where would they go now? Because if I see the grammar, I go blow you come off myself. Oh my brother.
The 5-kilometer Okpanam Ibuza Link Road has since been commissioned, a landmark progress that has contributed to the development of quarters on its corridors, one of which is host to Heartland by Cedarwood 6. Sold out and with multiple plots allocated, Heartland by Cedarwood 6 is at 60% development level, and some subscribers to the estate are erecting their mansions already. As a brand, we are glad that our effort at providing affordable property options across locations is yielding the results anticipated. Hence, we invite you to take advantage of our current selling offers across locations. Visit www.p1plus.ng for details.
Hello everyone, my name is David, Programs and Podcast Coordinator for Cedarwood Luxury Online Radio. Would you love to feature on any of the Cedarwood Luxury Online Radio program? Do well to reach out to us via the number right there on the screen, irrespective of who you are, what you are, where you are, and what you do. The Cedarwood Luxury Online platform is available and open to every one of you out there. So if you love to feature on any of our Cedarwood Lottery online radio programs, do well to reach out to us via the WhatsApp number right there on the screen. And boom, you'll be in the studio to speak with us. Do well to reach out to us now.
Much. All right, can you hear me? I feel so excited to be here. I really think that this is an awesome, amazing thing going on. But before I say what I want to say, I would like everyone to rise. I just want us to do one thing. I think it's important. There's so much energy in the room. And I'm a root person, right? I always try to go back to where something started. And it's almost impossible for me to define value if I can't find the roots of that value. And so there's a woman in the room and a great husband who's worked so much. And you could hear everybody mentioning P1, P1, P1. It will never be except for Augustine and Jane Wumer. So we have to honor them. Put your hands together for them. Thank you, ma'am, for all that you do. Thank you for being strong. The kind of things you are doing, women don't do it. And women in Africa especially don't even dream of it. Thank you for your strength. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for choosing to put yourself out and the sacrifices you have made. But the big thing is you are just starting, right? There's so much more ahead, right? So put your hands together again. Just honor her, celebrate her. Thank you, ma'am. God bless you. You may be seated. You may be seated. I also want to really celebrate Dr. Augustine Wumer for co-founding this work and all the amazing energy, intelligence, creativity that have been released over the years. Building this type of organization is particularly from this side of the world that is not selling bread or selling entertainment or music or things like that, to be able to sell properties and do it in a creative way that they've done it. It's a craft. It's an intelligence everyone should try to understand and plug into. Everyone who has come up here are not blabbing. They were sharing their reality. This is their truth that they have known. And some of these guys have walked from zero to strength. You can't ignore that. It means something. You can argue against that. The best you want to do is to understand the currency and ask what part of it you want to play in, right? So this is big, and I'm very excited. So I want to also thank all the guest speakers who have been here. Titi Olubisi, thank you for your work. I've been told a lot about your work. Thank you for your work. All the EDs, the business owners in the house, all the good people who drive the work, the MD CEOs across P1, all over the globe. Thank you for your work, right? This thing is adding up, and like the gentleman said, there are big things ahead globally, and God bless you for your service. There's a reason why I said and I prayed that God will bless you for your service. And I'm going to be speaking to that as I continue. Olatunde Samson, thank you for all that you do. You are so wise in staying in the gap between so much value. That thing between A and B, you just stay in the middle and create magic every time. You've done that for years. Thank you for your professionalism. God bless you. All right? So, yeah, you can do that. You can do that. I've seen approximately 10 years, 5 times, with some extras. So you have an idea of how old I am. I have also had the misfortune of seeing that both on the left side of life and on the right side of life. And there's so many young people in this room today. When I have the opportunity to stand in front of young people, I want to be as real as I can. First of all, I don't know when I'm going to do it again. But truth is, there's so much at stake every time we have young people in a room. There's so much at stake than we can think. There's so much at stake than we can imagine. And so at some point, I made up my mind that for the rest of my life, every time that I have to open my mouth in front of young people, I will try all I can not to speak to their brains or to speak to their heads. Rather, I'm going to speak to their soul and speak to their hearts. We're living, thank you for that, but the truth is, we're living in a very complex society. Can I ask a question? I know it's beautiful for me to be here, but can I come down? Thank you. Can I come down? I have to stay here. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. I'll stay here. I'll come down tomorrow. Trust me, but I'll stay here. I wanted to come down for you because there's an energy I want to pick from coming down, but it's okay. You see? No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Let's go. Let's do this. Every day, by 12 midnight tonight, about 2,500 children will have died in our continent. Please, let's be clear. They were not shot. They were not bombed. They would die for shortage of food. They would die for lack of water. Consistently across Africa, we compromise a lot on a daily basis. You know, I spent 12 years in the university studying a 4-year course. 12 years. In one school, in one faculty. When I gained admission to the university, my life was really very complex. I'd grown up in a polygamous home. Are you all here? Please stay with me. I'm taking you on a journey. I grew up in a polygamous home. 2 wives, 14 kids. And it's not the worst. It's worse in so many other scenarios. But in my scenario, it was enough to arrest my future on many levels. First of all, in a polygamous home, you are taught to compete before you know the true, authentic meaning of competition. Essentially because your mom needs you to be first in class. She needs you to be first in class, not because of the ideal of excellence. She needs you to be first in class because when you are first in class, your dad will be happy. When he is happy, he will send resources to your mom's direction. The resources he sends to your mom's direction becomes the comfort of your side of the family. You see what I'm saying? And so you are told to study, to read, get in front, make sure you win, be the best. But they are telling you that as a 2-year-old, as a 3-year-old, as a 4-year-old, as a 5-year-old. It's too much for you. By the time you become an adult, what will have happened to you is that you will have become incapable of pursuing the loftiest things in life for the right reasons. They will have taught you to pursue the best things in life for the wrong reasons. And then, don't forget, in a polygamous home, the idea is that somebody's always trying to kill you. So they'll give you rules like, don't let somebody touch your head, don't eat here, don't go with these people, don't sit down here. Except that the people they are talking to you about carry your last name. You are Olakunle Shorian. The person they are talking to you about is Ayodele Shorian. Both of you carry the last name. In your mind as a kid, we are blood and we are one. The adults of your life begin to tell you, no, you are not one. These ones can kill you. And when your mommy has to go out, your mom would rather go and leave you with friends 10 houses away than leave you in the same house with people who carry your last name. You see, as a child, that damages you beyond what you can understand. By the time you become an adult, you practically become incapable of trusting anyone. Because essentially, you grew up suspecting people who your dad said are your brothers and sisters, and your mom said are your adversaries. And then you deal with that duality on a daily basis for the next 18, 20 something years of your life before you gain the independent thinking to begin to question the teachings and the ideas and the assumptions and the ideology of the adults of your life. If you ever gain that independence, listen. And then, by the age of 3, I found myself in a boarding house. Who goes to a boarding house at the age of 3? Well, I did. They used to have, I was in a boarding house in 1970 what? I was in a boarding house in 1970 something. Remember, I've seen 10 years 5 times. By the time I got to secondary school, I was 9 because I had passed common entrance at the age of 8. So I got to the secondary school at the age of 9. In primary 4, I passed common entrance. So I skipped primary 5 and 6. And then I jumped to Form 1. It wasn't called GS1 then in 1980, 1981. It used to be called Form 1 to Form 5. I finished Form 5 at the age of 14. I was too young to even interpret what was going on. In 1982, secondary school students were playing for the Green Eagles. Secondary school students were playing for the national team of Nigeria. People like Stephen Keshi, Eri Nwosu, if you know what I'm saying, were young people in secondary school who were playing for the national team. My senior prefect in school had a dog and a car called Lada. I'm sorry, Gen Zs and you can't understand that car, but if there's anyone, millennials, you will struggle. But any Gen X in this room know that we used to have a car in Nigeria at the time called Lada. Who gets that? The guys in front, right? The guys at the back won't get it. But a senior prefect in secondary school, in the boarding house, had a car and had a dog. That's a full-blown adult. When we walk into the bathroom in the morning to shower, it's a long bathroom. And then I'm just a kid, 9-year-old, and I see all these fathers with all the puberty signs that I've never seen before, and all kinds of muscles everywhere. And I'm like, wow. I come into the bathroom, I'm observing, and then the seniors better not catch your eyes looking at them, right? So I grew up in that kind of environment. I used to bedwet because I think something happened to me at age 3 that now I look back and I understood. I just didn't deserve to be alone in an environment where everybody is trying to take care of themselves but you. At the age of 3, I was still pooing, I was still weeing, and nobody was on ground to do any toilet training or anything like that. You won't believe what I want to say now. Till I was 19, I was bedwetting. Age 19, do you know? And my mom, amazing, ferocious, carefree lover. You bedwet, the whole neighborhood will know that you just did so. She will beat the living daylight out of you. She will call you out anywhere. She will do all kinds. But they've used all kinds of medication for me. The weeds, they've taken me to different things, asked me to eat different things. It didn't work. But the way it stopped was I gained admission to school, to the university. And on the first day in the university, as I walked on the campus, I saw some girls crying. They were just crying. People were mourning with them. I said, what's going on? Oh, he said, you see that magazine? They mentioned the name of the magazine. He said, it's a bug magazine. So this magazine, we talk about what happens in people's private lives, at home, in the hostel. And they said, the magazines are published by cultists. So no matter what they publish, there's nothing you can do. You can't fight them, they come and meet you in the night. You can't complain, you can only mourn and cry. And so some of them are not even true what they will say, but they will say it anyway. My mind, very quiet, told me, if you piss here. I mean, if you know this is your head. Once you piss here, you are finished. So whatever is wrong with you, whatever is moving in your body, whatever is coming, whatever chemical is going anywhere, arrest it now, right? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I need to be here. Listen, I really need to be here. So, thank you, Sam. God bless you. Clap for this guy. He serves me everywhere. Shegun Opade is somewhere also serving. God bless you guys. So, guys, I stopped weighing, got some courage, some confidence got in, and I joined the cult. And that was the beginning of my newness. Not a newness that you should be happy about, but it's one I'm not proud of, but I'm grateful for. Are you here? I joined the cult in my first semester in school. I had 7 carryovers. By the end of the year 1, I had 15 carryovers. By the time I got to the 400 level, I realized I wasn't in final year because I had 52 carryovers. So obviously, I wasn't going anywhere. I was going to be in school forever, trust me. Right? By the time I was in 400 level, my nuisance value had increased so much, I had become a virus. Have you met confident ignorance before? That you know nothing but you are not aware. So you carry your ignorance with class and swag, right? That was me. And I was fooling around school, feeling cool. I had a gun. I was popular. Everybody knew me. I had good boys, good girls. I had a name. If you want to see me in school way back, just come to the gate of the school. Look for anybody that looks good and say, I'm looking for this nickname. They'll tell you where I am on campus. It was that bad. But the school did not find it funny. So they found antivirus. Remember, I was a virus. On campus, the only antivirus is what? Rustication. So 2 months to final exam, I kicked out of school. I left school proud. It was good riddance to bad rubbish. What am I doing here anyway? 52 carryovers. I'm not graduating anyway. I can as well leave. So I left. A year after I left, something happened to me in my bedroom. At this time, I've tasted everything from chewing gum to cocaine. You have to understand that I never took cigarettes in my life. I never drank alcohol in my life. Not because my friends were not doing it. It was the energy of my age. It was the determinant of movement in my time. But none of it impressed me because the turmoil that was going on in my head and in my soul were too deep and too weighty for the smallness of cigarettes and alcohol. So I was doing marijuana and above. You see what I'm saying? And I'm serious. And I in a day, if I wasn't smoking, don't let me go into that. No, don't worry. It's really crazy. But you see, at a point it got so bad, I salivate uncontrollably. I won't even know I was salivating. I would be drooling. Somebody would have to tap me and say, please, and I was quickly, it became that bad, right? And then I stammer. I still stammer till today. Oh, don't get me angry. If you get me angry, you see me looking for my words. But there was a time I didn't need to be angry. This is why I talk, right? It's unbelievable that today I've built a name in public speaking. Isn't that amazing? So imagine that I couldn't even, you see what I'm saying? Just beat that. But guess what? What happened to me was, when I left school, 2 months to final exam, my mom cried. She really cried. My mom had cursed me 1 billion times, justifiably so. The pain I had caused her, the stress I had brought to the family. If she had poisoned me, it would have been fair. To curse me was a gift. I later matured to find out that really a causeless curse cannot stand, because a curse in itself requires attitudinal cooperation for expression. And all you need to decode it is to begin to understand the attitude that is contrary to the pronouncements of your life, and you will manifest differently. But at the time, I was cooperating with the curses, and the curses were justified. It was the kindest way to relate with me. Worse ways are to shoot me, or to poison me, or to kill me because I was a crisis, you see. I was a big crisis and I knew, right? And so one day in my bedroom, I had tried to do so many things, it didn't work out. Cut the story short, my mom came into the room crying and said, you know, you can just start reading the Bible. At this time, I had become a proverb in my neighborhood. People say to their children, do you want to be like? Do you want to be like? Oh man, I'm still a proverb though. It's just that the content of the proverb has changed from do you want to be like to don't you want to be like? Don't you want to be like? So, but at the point, it wasn't funny. But that day in my bedroom, my mom said, try and read the Bible. And she left the room, of course, with my face frown, like I'm not listening. But as she left, I knew I was at my wit's end. God must help now or you are done. Salivating, you're out of school, or your friends are gone, your life is zero, you don't know how to make money legitimately, you make money by making people cry, you are not going to go anywhere, and everybody seems to have found your tricks. Now you are done. And that voice was loud, it was the voice of the devil, but it was the first and only time it was correct. My life was really done. So, I looked on my table. There was a New American Standard Version Bible. And this is not to offend my Muslim friends here, or my Buddhist friends here, or people of other faith. If it was Muhammad that showed up that day, honestly, I will speak of him today. If it was Orunmila or Shango, I will stand by him today. Honestly. I will be loyal to Obatala or Amadioha if they were the ones that showed up. But they didn't show up that day. The person who showed up, and I mean that, that's not to put anybody down. That's not to put anybody down, guys. That's not to put anybody down. Trust me. That day, I picked up the Bible. The moment I picked the Bible up, it fell out of my hands. And I rushed to pick it. By the time I got close to it, it opened to the book of Ecclesiastes. So I drew it closer and I knelt down. I tell you a true life story. I closed to the Bible after I reading Ecclesiastes. It was just 12 chapters, so it was fast. And it was so much literature and so much skill in writing it. So it caught my heart. In less than an hour, I finished the whole thing. I started again. One thing kept coming to my ears. Vanity upon vanity, everything is vanity. Vanity upon vanity. And here was the big boy that everybody wants to be around. At his wit's end, struggling with drugs, struggling with everything. Vanity upon vanity. I don't know what happened that day. But one understanding came to me. And that day I saw it clearly. The world means nothing but for the why that we unlock gratitude in the world. Whatever you represent, no matter how rich you become, listen, some people are so poor, all they have is money. You have to mature to a level of clarity where you understand that the best of you is on ground to offer comfort to the weak who are around you. But you see, you won't get that. You won't get that when you are trapped by the smallness of the material. And look at me. That day, I knelt down. I was so convinced in my heart. In that moment, I must tell you, for about 6 hours, I read it about 8 times. Chapter 1 to 12, chapter 1 to 12, chapter 1 to 12. And I prayed a very simple prayer. God, I don't know you. I would love not to care. But right now, I don't have a choice. I need peace. I just need peace. If you are here and you are hearing me, just give me peace, nothing more. Listen, a peace that I know till this day. I could almost draw that peace if there is ink to draw it. I could give it a name if there's adjective to describe it, but it's unsearchable. There's no name for it. The peace that came into my heart that day was so rich, I knew I'd made it. I stood up from there, went into my wardrobe, and there is a living witness to this story who is in London right now because it happened to us together. But I always edit him out of the story for respect to his own journey. Right? We went to the wardrobe, we picked our clothes, we had so many. We rushed to the joint where we were owing a lot of money for drug consumption. We asked the guy, how much do we owe? He said, this amount. Can this take care of it? He said, more than. I gave it to him, and this is what I tell him. You will never see me here again. I'm telling you a true life story. I left that place 1 year after I received the clear instruction, go back to school. Go back to school. School? Am I going to go right jam? No. Go to the same school you left in your final year. And favor is waiting for you there. I went back to school. I was resisted. All kinds of people did all kinds of things. But God has spoken to me. From now on, let no man cause trouble for me. For I carry on my back the marks of our Lord Jesus Christ. So I went straight into that room, from room to room, demanding my courses, demanding for my answers. I didn't go in 1 year. I always tell people God is not a magician. He's a designer. It didn't happen in 2 years. I remained in that system for 8 extra years. Plus the first 4. How many is that? 12 years. In 12 years, you should have a bachelor's degree for the first 4. Then master's degree, making 6. Then another MBA, making 8. Then PhD, to make it 10. You see, I have 2 to jump around. At the end of 12 years, I had a bachelor's degree. And it was a 3rd class. But honestly, it's just because you don't know me too well. I live a 1st class life. Right now, I live with a great house. I'm married to a great queen. I have a great family. I run a fantastic business. My voice matters to millions across the world. I got a degree, and I left, and my journey began. But I made a promise to myself. From this day, 3 things will make the difference in my life. This hand, this brain, under God. Did you hear me? This hand, this brain, under God. Now listen. What also came into my spirit at that season was a type of rebellion. Good to see you, sir. Thank you. You are most welcome. Good to see you. Clap for him, man. These are the guys doing it. Are you all here? Listen. I started. My first business was refuse collection. Nobody was packing refuse when I started. We were the ones who engineered that. It was a disruption at the time. At the time when I was studying refuse, they were if you see people doing it, they were the lowest of the lowest. Street urchins. We were educated. I didn't have a degree, right? So I was just doing what I could do. Let me fast track this message. I got to the point where I made my first 1 million in 1999. It didn't look like much then, but it was the biggest thing happening in the whole world as far as I was concerned at the time. Listen, I continued to journey, and I continued to journey. And today, I found so much capacity that if I keep it to myself, I'm sure I would die in 2 months. It will be too much to keep in one human soul. The only way to sustain what I know is to share. Otherwise, I will be buried in the sea and in the jail of what I know. So this is what I know, guys. I'm not speaking to you as a preacher. I'm not speaking to you as a public speaker. I'm not speaking to you as a professional, as an economist, as a futurist, as all that I do. Today I speak to you as your brother. And I want you to listen to me and listen to me well. You are in this room for P1 for a reason. I want to try and make the connection for you. Let me tell you something. Nobody wants you. You just don't know. Nobody gives a damn about you. Everybody's going to say they do. But trust me, 99% of people don't. The 1% who do, you are going to select them by yourself. God bless you, sir. I like it. Thank you, my brother. You are going to have to select them. I'm going to give you some simple principles that have made a difference for me, and I'm very sure will make a difference for you. The first thing you need to do, disrupt the norm. Disrupt the norm, that's my topic. You ask Africans to disrupt the norm. Let me shock you. You're not going to disrupt nothing. There's enough in your history that will keep you on normal and average. A rebellion must live inside of you to come out of the jail of your history. As I speak to you today, there's no prosperous black nation in the whole world. There's no society that is predominantly black that is prosperous. When you think of all the big figures in the world, most of them don't have your type of skin. They don't have fat lips and fat nose like you and I. They don't speak like you and I. They don't have drama like you and I. The white girl waking up in New York looks around her, examples abound in her color. Presidents, inventors, poets, Nobel Prize winners, innovators, the richest men in the world, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Steve Jobs, all in the white skin. Some of the best thinkers, some of the best people in the world. The black kid going up in Accra or somewhere in Banjul or Kano wakes up in the morning and is searching, practically groping to see black on any platform of strength and meaning. The models that you see, you want to represent, who are they? I was talking to someone who was oppressing some young people so large. I said, how much do you have though? How much money do you have? At 1 billion naira, all you have is $1 million. At 10 billion naira, all you have is $10 million. The guys we read about, they're not millionaires. They're billionaires. They're not running billion-dollar companies. They're running trillion-dollar companies. Apple is more prosperous than all the banks in Africa combined. Combined. In fact, permit me to say this. If I take Apple and Amazon, it's bigger than Africa already economically. What about that? These are institutions that are built by human beings, but in a type of societies. If we take Bill Gates and bring him to Africa, I kid you not, you will never know that Gates can mean anything different from security. If you have taken Steve Jobs and brought him to Lagos to grow up here, believe me, Apple will mean fruit to you, and job will mean a job. That will be it. It was the manifestation of Bill that gave you Gates in a different meaning. It's the manifestation of Steve that gave you Jobs in a different meaning, and Apple beyond fruits, right? But a society existed that allowed these guys to function at that level. The opposite is you don't have that society. You have a higher propensity to be nothing, or at best to be normal and average. Exceptional is an easy tongue. Any fool can say exceptional. But it takes more than saying it to experience it. You can be exceptional by the deposit of ignorance in your locale. Stay with me. The strength of a material is in its universal appeal. Are you here? This wristwatch cannot be a wristwatch in Lagos and be a shoe in Brazil because it crossed a border. You can't be tall in Jos last night and be short in Lagos tomorrow because you travel south. Once you are tall in any economy. Once you are a wristwatch, you are a wristwatch in every country. Even in Iraq, even in Gaza. You can be a bombed wristwatch in Gaza. You won't be a bombed glass. You won't be a bombed bottle. You won't be a bombed shoe. Because there is a constancy to materials that define them in their true essence and design. So the strength of a material is in its universal appeal, its global weight, its universal acceptance. Once you are a tall person, you are a tall person in every country. If you are fat in every country. If you are skinny in every country. Right? There's no selection to how you express that. So if you are a millionaire, You should be a millionaire in every currency. You can't be a millionaire in naira and be a thousandaire in pounds. You can't be a multi-millionaire in naira and be a thousandaire in dollars. If you are a millionaire, you should be a millionaire in Brazil, in the United States, in the United Kingdom, in Nigeria, right? You are passing the test of universality above the test of locality. If you switch that and you don't rise to a different level, you will be gladly passing the test of locality and failing the test of universality, because you are strengthened by the deposit of ignorance and darkness in your locale. So when you look at it, you find a lot of stars across Africa, but these stars are who? One-eyed kings in the land of the blind, who have managed to pass the test of locality but are massively failing the test of universality, such that if you shift them beyond the smallness of the geography that they express themselves in, strengthened by the ignorance of that environment, they are nobodies globally looking for space. Now, you want to be a millionaire, just go to Zimbabwe. Don't work one more day. Take 10,000 naira and find your way to Zimbabwe. 2 million, 3 million, only you. In less than 15 minutes, you will have spent about 20 million. Just you. Can you believe it? Many years ago, I was in Ghana. I gave the guy who helped me with my bag at the airport 5 million cedis. I called my wife. I said, we've made it and I didn't know. I'm giving her millions here. Because it's not enough to pass the technicality of numbers. It's only enough to pass the wisdom of value. And those are two different things. You can win in numbers and fail in value. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to come to a different type of consciousness, guys, to begin to think universally and to understand that nobody anywhere has a right to value more than you do. You see, if you come with me to the Munitala Mohammed Airport, you'll be weary of my presence. You know why? Because somebody will come and say, can I take a picture? Oh, you are in our church. Oh, you came to our office. Oh, you are P1. Oh, my God. Can I take a picture? That's what we are going to do. Pray for me. Oh, that's what we're going to do all day. I get out of the line. I get into the business lounge. It will continue. Somebody will come and say, oh, sir, I know you. I get into the flight, business class. It's going to continue. Then I land in Dallas. Boom. I come out of the flight. And everybody's just doing their own thing. You must want to say, no, you don't understand. I'm PK. Hi, say hello to me. You don't know who I am. You know, I'm the guy. It's the loudest reminder that you're a nobody. I flip that this is the loudest reminder that I've not worked enough. This is the loudest reminder that I still have work to do, because this breath is proof there's something higher to conquer. If you are done, you will be dead. I don't care what your state is, and I'm going to speak to that tomorrow. If you are alive, there is a value ahead of you waiting for connection. Listen. And each time I get to the immigration, of course, I'm blessed to have a kind of status that allows me to move around the world. But I look forward to getting to a country I've never been, and somebody say, oh, Mr. Churi, I'm reading your book. Do you want to sign this autograph? And that becomes the conversation at the point of entry. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Those days are near. I've seen that in some countries, but I'll see it bigger across the world. Hello? Stay here. What does that mean? So some people say, oh, we are life coaches. We certify people. Please stay with me. I'm almost done. We certify people. Okay, that makes sense. The bigger question is, the first person that certified people, who certified him? Do you know that medicine, you used to qualify to become a medical doctor by apprenticeship? There was no university. In states in the United States right now, legislation is being passed that lawyers will no longer qualify by passing law exams. They're going to qualify by apprenticeship in law firms, because they are learning something different. That first in class is not necessarily first in life. And that people have to come to a type of strength that lives on their palms, in their heart, under God, and that with such validation, there's nothing in the world they cannot do. Am I talking to you? So the first thing is reject your history. Every time you look back into your history, you receive your own defeat, because there's nothing there really. But this is the way it works. You can't change your history because you didn't make it. You didn't make it alone. But you can choose your decisions today. Every right decision today creates a new past. Now understand this. If today was perfect, tomorrow will be unnecessary. Imperfection is such a genius, all of us must embrace him. You see, everything we want to do in P1, you will never be able to do it at a level. See these guys? Believe you me, or whatever that English is, but believe me, they've done all they need to do. You know all they need to do? Create a platform. That's all. You create platforms. The vision of one must become the vision of the many. Call it Christianity, call it Islam, call it democracy, call it capitalism. There's nothing in the world that requires the participation eternally or perpetually of its founders. That at some point, founders at best create platforms that has to become the ownership of many. That's what Jesus did. That's what Muhammad did. That's what capitalism did. That's what democracy did. The problem is when platforms are built, we still wait for somebody to put us on that platform. And when we get on that platform, we still beckon to people to help us stand in that platform. So this is the news. Your dreams are not designed to be pursued. And I know you've been told that for years. Dreams are not designed to be pursued. Dreams are designed to gravitate towards you. Your dreams find you, you don't find it. Your job is not to find your dream. Your job is to position for your dreams. Your dreams will find you, and your dream is looking for you. The problem is you are also looking for your dream. And so you are looking for what is looking for you. Every time it gets to where you are left looking for where it is. And so for the last 25 years, you've been missing each other. Looking for you, you're looking for it. So all you are supposed to do is not to continue to look for anything. Thank you, Samson. All you are supposed to do is to learn to stand on one spot and learn to network. Now, listen, I'm going somewhere. Networking is disrupted now. There's networking, there's networking. Networking is hustle, effort, the embracing of time, loyalty to space, love for matter. Matter as in anything that has weight and occupies space. Networking is the arrest of time, the collapse of space, and the jailing of matter. What is the difference? Technology. Hello? Technology. Technology has changed how you see the world. And so the first thing is to embrace your rebellion. The second thing is to understand that we have come into a technocracy. Before I shift into that, let me tell you this. There are three higher levels of consciousness in this sense. There's the one given to you by academics. There's the one given to you by education. But there's the third one given to you by revelation. Education is what you teach yourself. Academics is what you are taught. Revelation is what is given to you. You have to understand the three. When you go to school, you learn. Listen. You learn. The more you go to school, the less of yourself you will understand. The more of your authenticity you will lose. Except you have a rebellion inside of you that is questioning all that you have been taught, compartmentalizing it to take the one useful for your journey. Otherwise, you are going to become so educated and become incapable of interpreting yourself. Because every school you sit in and every classroom you sit in, there is a curriculum. The designers of the curriculum have an agenda that when you are done, you should become a type of person. That type of person is not your design, so it can't be who you are born to be. That type of person is who they want to see on the stage, and they have a plan and a connection for that person, such that when you become that person, you join an army they are building without your permission. The way it works is through your choices. Motivational speakers will tell you your choice is your greatest asset. Lie. Don't trade your choice for anything. Not true. Guard your choice. Not true. If you lose your choice, you lose your life. Not true. Your choice is everything. Not true. Scream down. Boom, boom, boom. Politics. Your vote is all you have. Don't sell your vote. Not true. Once you sell your vote, you are finished. Well, let nobody take your vote. Die than lose your vote. Because your vote is the representation of your choice. So die with it than let anybody steal it. Don't do anything. Just focus on your choice. Focus on your vote. And then, that was what was said before they became popular. They told the black people of many years ago, we will control you. We'll tell you how to eat, where to eat, who to eat with, where to go. We found out because every time you try to manipulate the choices of a human being, it's going to find out and it's going to respond with rebellion. So they brought it on slave trade. We found out, we rejected it, it became colonialism. They brought it back on colonialism, doing the same thing, controlling your choice, telling you what to do, how to do it, where to do it, who to do it with. We rejected it. It became military rule. We rejected it. It became appetite. And so every time choices have been presented as a manipulatable quantity, as human beings we find out and we reject it. So the power brokers, I don't know when they met or if they met, but they had a consensus. These guys cannot be controlled. Every time they find out we are trying to manipulate their choice, they're going to reject it. So what do? Tan, tan, tan. Pa, we get it. Instead of trying to control their choice, give them control over their choice. Hire pastors, religious leaders, school teachers, authority figures, kings, kingmakers. Hire everybody to talk to them about the power of their choice. Tell them to guard their choice. Tell them to protect their choice. Tell them to rather die than compromise their choice. Become masters of your choice. You control your choice. We take a stake in the options. In other words, what is the value of your vote if we give you 3 fools as candidates? You have protected your vote. Your choice is intact. But you are going to use your protected, powerful choice to make a choice between 3 fools. Or to make a choice between 4 fools. What is the power of your vote? Your vote and your choice becomes the instrument to perpetuate your slavery. Because you now believe you are making the decision. You keep making the decision. We stay in the options. We build the options. Stay with me. We build the options. And then whatever you choose us. Whether you choose Republican, because real power is never partisan. It stays in the options. Whether you choose Republican or you choose Democrat, you choose us. Somebody said, well, I don't like Facebook. It's everybody's game. I prefer Instagram. Well, whether you choose Instagram or Facebook, you are choosing Mark Zuckerberg. Some people say, well, Toyota is everybody's car. I drive a Lexus. Well, that's called a stake in the options. Whether you choose Toyota or you choose Lexus, you are choosing the same company. Somebody said, well, Puke milk is for the big boys. The other milk is everybody's milk. We don't need it. Well, whichever one you choose. Puke milk, 3 crowns belong to the same company. 3 crowns for those who can afford it. Milk, pig milk for those among them who can afford it. Whichever one you choose, however you walk, whatever you do, you are choosing us. Are you here? You get what I'm saying? I don't like Go TV. I prefer DSTV. Anyone you choose?
Hello everybody, my name is Uboife, former Joyce, allocations to promo manager P1 Plus, and I'm here right now at the Go Pro 2.0, the property and home buyer show. In fact, to all of our PBOs that are present here at this event. We have all these goodies available for you. So as soon as you can get a client who can make a payment of at least 500,000 naira initial deposit, you can come just on our stand here and pick whatever you want to pick. But now this is Ginika. She came all the way from Asaba. So Ginika here was able to make a sale yesterday in one of our estates called Billionaire Lake View. So from our sales, she's going to stand here and pick whatever she wants to pick. So Ginika, you have an opportunity to pick and as well tell us how you feel and your experience so far.
Okay, first of all, if you have been watching my video, you will notice that whenever I'm making a video about P1 Plus, I always refer to them as my number one affiliates, the Odogu of them all, the Talk and Do affiliates. Right now, I just closed the deal, and of course, they stick to their promise. I am here to pick whatever I like. I'm so grateful to P1 Plus, the Ojoro Master, and to all his team members. So I'm here to pick this. This is what I like. Thank you so much, P1 Plus, the Talk and Do affiliate. So if you're yet to patronize P1 Plus, this is the right time to do so. They pay commission, do allocation, and give documents. Thank you so much.
Checking where my next vacation will be, must be somewhere I'm going to have an overview of water. Water is life. Water has a spiritual connection. It's either you bathe with it, you cook with it, or you drink it. The decision of what you do with water is yours. Welcome to Billionaires Lakeview. What an amazing place. I feel good. Do you know that breeze that comes from the waters? Do you know how it feels when the breeze is actually blowing away your memories of stress? That's what comes from water. This amazing estate has been fully plotted. If you take a look around, you're going to see that this estate has been fully plotted and is measuring 464 square meter. And of course, it is a table dry land. Not just a table dry land, it is also a leveled land. I must guarantee you that when you pay, you point and you get instant allocation. Oh my God. One thing about Billionaires Lakeview is that you can't stop being excited the moment you step your feet here. Billionaires Lakeview is actually located in Edo Ogwashuku, right in Delta State, Nigeria. And of course, it comes with an amazing features like under drainage system, solar, street lights, playground, and of course the lake view. Guys, I'm not done. CCTV camera and everything you can ever think of. Even a shopping mall will be inside this place. All these are the features you'll be expecting in Billionaires Lakeview and many more. Guys, let's go and see more of the things you need to know about the Billionaires Lakeview. Come, 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 come. You need to see more. Are you seeing what we're doing here? This is amazing. This is what we promise you. Is either premium or nothing. In Billionaires Lakeview, we are not reducing our standard for anything. Having secured the estate to make sure that your investment is highly protected. Now, I want you to know that this place is selling for 12.5 million naira. Woo! As against 15.5 million naira. And with 3.5 million naira, you are getting a standard special plot right inside this amazing estate, which comes with a tire lane, landscaping with a beautiful fence. Why with 5.5 million naira added to the already existing price, you will get a premium special plot that comes with a tire lane on the wall, landscaping, beautiful fence with a touch of brick. And don't forget, it comes with C of O, certificate of occupancy, best of its kind in the city of Asaba. If you were you, the right thing to do right now is to call the person that forwarded you this video for instant subscription. I tell you, this amazing estate is currently selling now, but by February next year, 2025, this estate is likely to be sold at 30 million naira. So the best time to buy this Billionaire Lakeview estate is now. Buy today and thank me tomorrow.
E1 Plus, making home ownership a reality.